and thank you for joining me. In today's video, I want to pour one of the new molds that I recently purchased, and this is the lizard mold. I also want to do that using one of the split cups that I purchased at the same time. Um, these molds, as well as others that I received, were in the video unboxing new less resin molds. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it in the description box and in my pinned comments below. Now on the lizard, I was actually watching um, the channel Pouring Your Heart Out the other day. And she was doing a critter. It wasn't this lizard, but a critter a lot like it. And actually put eyes in the little eye sockets. I mean, I know you can't probably see those very well, but they are there. And I thought, what a wonderful idea. Now, it's not my idea. It is her idea. And I will link her channel below as well. So I went to look in my craft stash to see what I have. And I have these eyes, which are for like stuffed animals. And then I found some wiggly eyes that I have in there. But unfortunately, they're both too big. So what I think I'm going to try to do is I am going to try to see if I can't use some UV resin and make some eyes that'll fit. We'll find out. So let me go ahead and get my gloves on and see if we can't make a couple of eyes that'll work in this little guy. Let me get these on and grab some UV. I'm going to use some clear and some black. And I did test some of the other colored UV resin. Let me see if I can pull these up here. You probably really won't be able to see them very well. I tested it's called Lake Green, and I tested the green. And they're really too, you probably cannot see those. But they're extremely translucent, and I want something that's darker than that for around the pupils. And in going through all my powders and so forth and thinking about what would work with the UV, I decided I'm going to use some of the green glow in the dark. So this little critter's eyes may glow in the dark if this works. So let me go ahead and get everything I need ready here. I'm going to get a paper towel, my light, my little bubble popper stick. And let me start by putting some of the black. This is the less resin black. And again, I want to point out that I'm not affiliated or sponsored by Less Resin. I have a lot of their stuff because I love their stuff. I'm going to go ahead and get my light turned on. Let me see if I can make like a little pupil. Oh, that didn't work out well. I'm going to have to pull that one out. I don't like it where I don't want to fill the whole thing up. I just want like a little pupil in there. So let me grab an alcohol wipe and get in there and see if I can clean that out. Because ideally it's just going to be like a little pupil. So let me try this again and see if I can not be quite as heavy-handed with it. I just want a little bit in the center. Like that. Whoops. I'm going to turn the light on because I want it to cure up relatively quickly instead of spread everywhere. Okay, that should be good enough for now. Let me see if I can do the same over here. These bubbles. Again, let me just stick that light on there real quick. Just so that it doesn't spread any further. All right, let me put that lid on. And I am going to grab this and first shine the light more on top, and then I want to go for underneath. But I just want it to look like little pupils. Put it underneath, because that seems to be a step that I tend to forget when I'm using UV, even though I don't use it very often. I really need to remember all the steps if I want it to cure correctly. So let me grab my little dotting tool and see if we're cured. Yeah, that's cured. So let me turn my light off for a sec. All right, the next thing I want to do is I want to mix just some clear UV, and I'm going to put some of that green glow-in-the-dark powder in here. I don't think I need a whole bunch. They're just tiny little dots. I don't want a whole bunch of powder either, because I want to make sure that it's going to cure for me. Let me see if I think that's going to be dark enough. No, I think I want it a little bit darker. So let me add a little bit more powder to that. Whoops. Not a whole bunch. I tend to get heavy-handed. Yeah, that's better. That's darker. Now hopefully we have enough in here to fill both of these dots. We're about to find out. Because I just want it to look like eyes. Put a little bit in there. And a little bit in here. And then what I hope to accomplish with this is, after they're done curing, using just clear UV to get them stuck into the little critters' eye sockets. Let me set that aside. I got a little bit of a mess here. I don't want to have to deal with overflow. All right, let's go ahead and get this light on there and see if this works. I mean, it may be a little creepy with the little critter's eyes glowing, but I just want a bright green, and that was the brightest green I could find. And on pouring the lizard itself, I'm going to use 3 different colors, and I think I want to mix those translucent. Now, I haven't completely made up my mind if I'm going to use blue, yellow, and green, or I have like a pinkish red over here. I don't know yet. I guess once we get to that point. First, I've got to see if I can make these eyes work. But I do want to make sure they're good and cured. And then see if I can pop them out of here and use some UV to put them, I don't know how hard that's going to be, inside of the critter's face. I am excited about using new molds. Let's see if we're cured here. It does sound cured. It doesn't feel sticky, so let's see what we have. Let me pop these out and see if they look like eyes. Oh, look at that. Aren't those cute? I think they look cute. So let me see how hard I get to fight with them. Set them down here. And what I want to do is try to put some UV in there where the eye belongs and see if I can't, just a little bit, and see if I can't cure these in place. We'll see. I Just want a little bit. I'll probably get this all over me. Let me scooch that down. And I'm going to try to actually look. You see if I can hold it in place and look and see. It looks like it's where it needs to be. I'm going to just hold that UV up here just to see if I can get it to bond in place. And then I will take the UV to the other side. You can't see what I'm doing because I have my hand in your face. I just want it to bond into place. I really want this little critter bug to turn out. Let me see if I can. Oh no, that wasn't what's supposed to happen. Let me see if I can get it back in there. It bonded all right to my glove. All right. All right, let me go change my gloves and make another eye, and I'll be right back. We'll have to try this one again. Okay, I'm back. Let's see if we can make this work. This time, I guess I need to use my tool to hold the eye in place. Not my glove. Let me see if I can just use my tool to get that eye down there where I need it. It looks like it's in the socket. Let's hope so. I feel like I need to, let me look on the side first before I ever, because I don't want it to look wonky. I really want to make sure it's in there where it belongs. And this little guy is moving around like crazy. I think it's in the socket. Let's just try and cure it in place. I really want this to work. Let me see if I can turn it a little bit. Let's see if I can get it bonded on that side, bonded on the other side, and see if I can put the other one in. Let me stick it through here, let it bond on the other side. Hopefully bond. I may put another coat around them after I may put another coat around it simply because I don't want it to fall out when I'm pouring. All right, let me see if I can get the other one in. Just a little bit of that. Kind of slide that down there and use my tool to put it where I need it to be. Hopefully. Let's get it turned around. It looks like it's in the socket. Whoops, it looks like it's in the socket. I mean, I may have a lizard with wonky little eyeballs. Who knows? I know you can't see really what I'm doing in there. I really want these to stay in place. And hopefully they're in the right place. Okay, I hope those are in place. Let me put the lid on that. Let's see what we have before I go any further. I don't know if you can see the little eyes. I hope they're in the right spot. If not, my lizard will have funky little eyes. So let me go ahead and I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use like green and blue and yellow. And just maybe put green, blue, and then yellow in the center and do just one pour. Because I just want to use this cup, honestly. So we'll see what it looks like. But let me go ahead and get some resin mixed up. And then I will come back when we're ready to do the pour. I have the resin mixed up. And on the pigment, I use just 10 drops of each. 10 of the blue, 10 of the yellow, and 10 of the green. Now, I don't know what to expect with this. I'm hoping no bubbles for sure. I do notice in here there's a little bit of, there's a few ridges in here. Maybe in the future I may, I don't know, try to use some UV or something in there. Anyhow, I have it mixed. I have it in the cup. I've never used the mold or the cup, so we'll just see how this goes. Hopefully, I won't make a huge honking mess. And I mean, this may just all blend together. So let me just try to carefully pour that in there a little bit. And here in a minute, I'm going to stop to give it some thumps. Yeah, it looks like all the colors. I probably picked the wrong colors. But once I get up a little bit higher, I want to stop and kind of give it some thumps, just for fear that there may be some bubbles underneath there I don't see. And when I measured the mold, I measured it at 110 milliliters. So I did mix up 120 for a couple of different reasons. One, I don't know if 110 would be enough to dome it. And the other being that if I have extra, I have things to pour it in. But now I'm starting to wonder, did I measure it correctly? Let me stop there for a second before I get to the little critters' hands and feet. Because I kind of want to see if I can carefully thump it. But yeah, it looks like all the colors are blending together. But that's okay. We'll just still see what we have. And I purposely wanted it translucent. And now I'm wondering, did I mix enough? So let's just keep on going. Because the little critters' hands and feet are pretty thin. Make sure oh, pour it over there. I don't want too much and I don't want not enough. And that little hand looks like it could use some more. Let me stop there for just a second. Clean up my little mess over here. And it looks like the hands and feet still need some. I may actually have to, like scrape with the popsicle stick. We'll see. So now I'm really thankful that I did mix more than I thought I needed. Here in a minute, I'm going to try to check and see if we've got a dome on it. Let me stop there for a second. Take a peek, see. It does look pretty good. That being said, I still feel like there needs to be a little bit more in the hands and feet. So let me see if I can ever so slowly get some in those. I definitely don't want to over pour those. Those will be hard to trim. Okay, better stop there. Now, unfortunately, the colors didn't stay separated, at least not as far as I can tell. But still, I hope he comes out looking pretty cool. We'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully those eyes are still in place. So yeah, I'm just going to do some bubble sitting as I do. And then see you back here in 24 hours for the unmolding, and we'll see how this went. See you shortly. It's time for the unmolding. Now, one thing I am noticing, just feeling down here, is that I did not get the tail domed. It feels like there's some rough ridges on there. Now, I've never unmolded this, so I do want to be careful, especially around the hands and feet. Or the feet. I guess they're not hands, because they are thin. So let me go ever so carefully, because I don't want to break one of the little toes. Slowly. So far, so good. I really hope these eyes turned out well. Because the head's kind of in there a little bit, I think I want to save that for last. I just need to really be careful around these little fingers, claws, or whatever they are. Okay, we've got it to there. Now let's see if we can get it, and hopefully have eyes on there that are straight, even. On there and straight and no bubbles. So let's see. Come on now. Just trying to be so careful. All right, well, the eyes aren't in the mold. That's a good thing. So let's see what we have. Look how cute he is. Maybe I should have made the eyes a different color, because he is kind of all green. Maybe I should have made them, I don't know, orange, or I don't know. But overall, I think he turned out pretty cute. And there's some differences in the colors, but not much. But let me know what you think about him in the comments below. I want to thank you for watching, and please consider hitting the like, subscribe, and share buttons. And I will see you next time. Thank you again. Just for fun, I decided to charge the eyes and put this thing in the dark, so the eyes glow, but not too much. Little creepy, but not bad.